You know, years ago, I had a DJ company in Detroit. It didn't really have a big name. It didn't really have it branded very well. But my whole business was working in a club. In fact, it was making DJs available in clubs in the 80s in Detroit, Michigan. Hi, I'm Bill Herman with Creative License. Thanks for being here at the podcast. And today I'm talking a little bit about how to make yourself valuable in bars. At first I was a DJ. I was hired at a club in Detroit called Bootleggers. It sat on Michigan Avenue and Telegraph, any of you Detroit people that are listening. And it was a cool place. They had bands and they had DJs, and they hired me on one of the nights that they didn't do bands. It was a pretty slow night, and they figured if they're not going to have a very busy night, they better get a DJ so they don't have to pay them very much, which is fine. You know, I wasn't making very much money though. So my goal was to make myself as valuable as possible. And at first I thought, if I play the greatest music and the staff thinks I'm awesome, and I keep the people there really pumping, which at the time really wasn't very much, I would get paid better. Because that's what they're paying me for, right? To DJ a bar and to be really great at it, and to create this amazing atmosphere, which is, yeah, part of our job. But from the perspective of the bar owner, it's a different thing. See, bar owners don't care what we do. They don't care that we're DJs, that we make our DJing the way we do it. They care that what we do will create for them something amazing. Money. That's all they're looking at, man. If they're going to pay you $50 for the night, and you can't, because you're there, make sure that people there spend $50 or more, then you're not worth their time. In fact, if you think like a bar owner, they're not even worried about the $50 getting back to them, because if all they're doing is spending $50 to make $50, you ain't worth it. See you later. I might as well do nothing and keep that $50 profit, right? So a business owner, especially a bar owner, they want to see a really good return on investment. This is the ROI, the ROI that we all talk about, right? And they're thinking about that with everything they do, okay? Every bottle of booze has a certain amount of shots in it, and every shot costs this much money, or rather they're going to charge this much money for every shot, and every shot costs them this much money, so the profit in between is their profit. They know. They really know their numbers. So they're thinking of you like that. If in fact they inject you into a Sunday night and they've got 30 people there and they expect to get $100 a person out of every person, are you going to be able to extract another $25 to $30 out of every person to show that you're worth it? In other words, if I spend $50 on a DJ, I want to get at least $300 return on it. So, but $50 ain't much, is it? It's not much at all. It's not worth even working for. So you want to make $300, $500, $1,000, $5,000. They'll spend that on a band. You know why? Because if they spend $5,000 on a band, they're going to get themselves $20,000 to $25,000 more in sales in the room. They know this. They've worked out the numbers. Have you? And if you haven't worked out the numbers, you should. Or if you haven't asked, you should. But now that once you figure that out, you need to figure out, so now what am I going to do other than go around and convince people to buy more liquor, which can't really get away with that much like you used to in the 80s. In the 80s, drink as much as you want. Can't do that anymore. The mothers against drunk driving and all of the ideas of people being drunk on the roads. The lawsuits won't allow us to do that anymore, and their insurance won't allow them to have a DJ that will do that. So you have to find ways to work the room to be able to be sure that they spend more money than they're used to. To do that, you need to be involved more than just showing up and playing music. You need to be involved in their promotional stuff. You need to help come up with promotional ideas. Each promotional idea, as creative as it might be, has to show that what you do in the room will equate more dollars in the till, whether it be food or booze, beer, soda, whatever that is. If they make a certain amount of money for the evening, because you're there, you should make this much more money. And if you can show that, then the amount of money that they spend on you now becomes something they can really spend on you. When you get a phone call in the middle of your podcast, you can just say, I'm not going to answer it, and you can keep talking. Look, I'll give you a great example. There was a promotion that a friend of mine came up with in a bar, which had to do with working with them around their 2-for-1s. And you get 2-for-1s in a bar, right? And during the 2-for-1s, the goal is that people will stay beyond the amount of time that they give for 2-for-1s. say 2-for-1 drinks are between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. But people come in between 4 and 8, and without anything else going on, they won't say. And then the Oompa Loompas show up, because once again, that's my little sound that my phone does every time my kids call me. Isn't that really awesome? Let me turn that off. So the goal here now becomes, how do I get people to stay beyond 8? Because at 8 o'clock now, they're making more money. Because all these people show up for 2-for-1s. That's the big draw. But at 8 o'clock, the place empties. The goal of the DJ, keep them beyond 8. The more hours you can keep them beyond 8, the more money the bar makes. The bar knows already that they can see that they have rung out their numbers at 8 o'clock and at 7 o'clock and at 9 o'clock. So now you know what those numbers are, or at least you have a conversation with the bar what those numbers are, and you say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a promotion that will work the hour. It'll be what they used to call sweeping the hour. At 9 o'clock, if the promotion ends at 8, you want something that you're doing within your promotion to get people to not look at their watches, so that they stay 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock. You want to give them a reason to stay and pay more money for the booze. Show them that they've saved some money earlier, and now you can spend some money now, which is the reason why they have it. But your staff can't go around and do that. That's now your job, to convince the people to stay beyond the immediate moment, right? You can continue to do that. If you can do that for the bar owner, then now he gets to pay you more. Okay? He doesn't care. He cares that you're bringing money in. So if he pays you $1,000, but you're making an extra $10,000 for him, because $10,000 in sales happens between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock, you're worth every dang penny. And he'll do everything he can to keep you, because other DJs and other entertainers don't think about this. Even bands don't think about this. They all think, I've got this great bit and I've got this great act and I'm going to come and people are going to love me, and that's why you're paying me, right? Yeah, you can't suck. You got to be good at it. But you really have to be thinking like the bar owner, for the bar owner to be loyal enough and excited enough to pay you an actual living. And when I started doing this in Detroit, I used to make some serious money. And then I had my Oompa Loompas that I could call at any time, every time you heard this. Now, if you have your own ideas on this, I'd like to hear about it. Write about them in the comments below. Or what else can you do? You could reach out to me. I'm really easy to find. My phone number's out there. My email is out there. It's bill@billherman.com. If you want to learn more about what I teach at the Entertainment Experience, I've got workshops going on all the time. Go to entertainment-experience.com and find out when the next workshop is. At the very least, keep listening to Creative License.